Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise and I'm diving into Ron Johnson, the Republican senator from Wisconsin that thought that the the Capitol riots on January 6th were not armed. What an idiot. Wow. Okay, so I'm diving into his karma and professional future and personal future. Okay, so currently the forces in motion in his life. Okay, dude likes to party. His and money. His challenges is the Queen of Swords, so it's either his wife or the law. Okay. His karma from past lives. Ooh. His specific karma that he brought in this lifetime to try and heal. Okay. What he's destined to experience. Wow. His professional future. So I'll do 4 cards for that. Professionally, okay. And then personally, let me get the cards drawn and then I'll get them all framed up. Personal, so his personal future. Okay. So, of course, we know this guy's one of the, what do I call him? He's one of the jackasses. One of the 8 jackasses, one of the 8 senators that went to Russia to celebrate the 4th of July. Isn't that nice? Goes to another country to celebrate the 4th of July when he's a senator for the United States. That's what I call a jackass. Okay. So there was those 8. And then there was another 10 or 7. There was either 15 or 18, I can't remember, that actually went to Russia in like 2018 and 2019. So, you know, of course, when you go to Russia and stay in any hotel, you can bet you're, video recorded. So makes me wonder, like, what dirt they have on them, besides the money that they take, besides the NRA money, besides any other, Russian money laundering, all that. I'm sure they're in on it. I'm sure that's how they're funded. So I guess I'm coming into this reading with a little bit of bias. Or is it bias, or is it, careful observation of the last, 4 years of, getting the facts. So anyway, okay, so let's dive into this dude. 3 of Cups is the forces in motion in his life. So currently he has friends. He gets to celebrate. He has people that he hooks up with for money and for partying. So whatever. Okay. His challenges, though, with the Queen of Swords in the challenge position is like getting the Queen of Swords reversed. So that energy, that quality, that energy, and I would say when it's reversed, lack of consciousness, brings in this place where he's dishonest and, overly critical, very, very pessimistic. So I don't know if this is a woman in his life who's cheated on him, who's been very dishonest, or if it's just an aspect of him. Like what I'm feeling is that place where he's, one of Donald John Trump's biggest henchman. I mean, the guy's a year younger than me, and he looks to me like he's 20 years older, and I don't get it. But anyway, I think he's had his nose so far up somebody's, you know, for so long that he can't see. He can't see anything, because it's his consciousness is, or lack of consciousness is, in going up into the wrong direction. So I think he's just really cold-hearted, and that's his biggest challenge. So of course he would need to party and be with other people all the time, because to be alone would be too much to bear for him, because he would be left with just himself, and that would be very painful. So he's numbed out and he's cruel. Probably only cares about money too, and the circles that he you know, cohabitates with or hangs out with. Okay, so, but his karma from his past lifetimes, wow. So with the Three of Swords reversed, this is a card of extremely, you know, like, because it's mental with the swords, or in the mental realm, it's very, very, very distracted, and it's a triangular type of, you know, so it's more than just your own, like, personal betrayal when it's straight up, or arguments and cruel words. When it's reversed, he wasn't able to resolve that quality, you know, in his life. It's also a card of a lot of sorrow and loss, and, like I was saying before, distraction, and of course when you're distracted all the time, you're also pretty confused. But it's also a place where you can go into self-alienation and just mentally cut off, which is, you know, like what I see here too, and just like cut off from your feelings. So that's pretty awful. His specific karma for this lifetime is to be somebody's bitch. That's what I'm seeing here, is to just focus on the money and be somebody's you know, person who will do their deeds for them, and keep bringing in the more money, you know, more money, because it's all about being in the lap of luxury. And maybe beholden to, this could also be karma with his wife. He could have married somebody that he had a lot of, like, specific karma with, based on this past lifetime. So that's interesting. Ooh, okay. What he's destined to experience with the Star reversed. So this was the Nine of Pentacles reversed. With the Star reversed, that's hopelessness. The Star brings in, when it's reversed, it brings in a real lack of faith in the way things work, a lack of faith in yourself. So of course we've got this dependency, we've got, you know, codependency, dependency dynamics going on here, because he's not hooked up to his own power, his own source. He's definitely, what he's destined to experience is how he has lost his direction. With the Star card, it's often about navigating through life, and when it's reversed, well, you've gone in the wrong direction and you've lost all hope. It's also a card of rejection, because we've got, you know, like star power here possibly, but, you know, Donald Trump would throw him under the bus in a heartbeat, just like he does everyone, because it's always just about himself, and people are just pawns to use in his little grifting game. And Ron Johnson got totally sucked, you know, just sucked up and sucked into that. He'd be thrown away like one of his dirty socks, you know. Ugh. But anyway, so I think he's going to experience rejection. And he won't know which way to go because of that, because he doesn't have himself, you know. The dude needs to do a whole lot of, like, soul retrieval, soul work, and he hasn't done it. Yeah, no. Okay, so his professional future with these four cards here, with the Death reversed, well, he's not going to have a big change that he needs, but it's also another that goes. These two cards are very common in meaning, in that whatever hope you had is just gone. So professionally, he's going to be stuck, and he's going to be very afraid of any change. And he's just going to be holding on, but making the same old mistakes over and over and over again, and stuffing down all the feelings that come up around it, and then drinking. So, another one that I can see is an alcoholic. I get that feeling. He just parties, hangs out, drinks. His guts are probably destroyed. I feel that too. And then also professionally, with the Queen of Wands reversed, I don't know if this is a person. I mean, it's really just a card of a lack of, when it's reversed, a card of your self-confidence is really, really, really low. It's also, if it's coming from the outside and it's not an aspect of himself, which I think it is, that's the thing with tarot and any other divination systems, is often you're looking at things from different levels, and it's all, you can get many different messages from just one card. So this could be about an aspect of himself where he is feeling a lack of self-confidence, but on another level, professionally, somebody's going to be unfaithful to him. Somebody's going to be talking behind his back. Somebody's going to be very jealous and very selfish. This could even be Trump, just going, we don't like you anymore. And then he's just going to feel lost. He's going to be, his professional future is full of deception and illusion and enemies and people with hidden agendas, and people who don't mind taking all kinds of risks because they'll just throw people under the bus, and he's going to be one of the guys under the bus. His personal future, I think he's going to be left to his own devices, and he's going to be lonely. And that might actually be good for him, so that he can get inside of something. But then again, it could be that some relationship is just done, because the World card is about a completion. The Hermit card can be very, very lonely, but it can also be good because it makes you go inside and do some soul searching. So that he may be doing that, but then we've got the end here of a completion of some relationships, because this is personally. Could also be traveling alone, because it's it's the World card. So maybe he's going to go to Russia again. Goodness. With the Page of Pentacles reversed, that has him getting some bad news most often, and mostly likely about money. It's also somebody else being unfaithful to him. So we have two cards that talk about that. And it can be somebody who, just keeps putting things off and is not going anywhere. And that's especially reinforced with the Hanged Man reversed. Because with the Hanged Man, there should be a surrender. And, there's also a letting go and a lot of uncertainty. But when it's reversed, this card brings in being humiliated. It brings in, both of these cards are very stagnant. The energy's not moving. It's going nowhere. With the Hanged Man reversed, there's like no good solution at all. But again, selfish, stagnant. Yeah, so he's not going to be doing too well. Okay, now I'm going to pause it and raise the camera down a little and use the Kipper and see what else we can get. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so I'm using the Kipper by Ciro Marchetti, And I'm going to dive into his future. But of course, you know, the cards will always, not usually always, show, you know, the past as well, to show like how the future's coming in. Okay, so Ron Johnson. Give me a moment while I get things drawn and framed up. Okay. So we have the wealthy man, the courthouse, or court jurisdiction. Some decks it's called jurisdiction. Imprisonment. This deck has extended cards, but none of them came through this time. It's kind of a cool deck because it has extra cards. And he shows up here. Maybe he'll be under house arrest. Interesting. Okay, so in his future, he's going to have some, if it's not outright being incarcerated for some time, he's going to have at least some major restriction. Because this is the theme, and it knights over here to him. So with these two cards, it could be him and somebody else who's an accomplice that he was very connected with. The lovers doesn't have to be a love person, love relationship. It can just be any connection where there's some loyalty. And there's an issue about his reputation and his honor. So of course this has to do with somebody that has funded him, and this person is dishonest. So is it a Russian oligarch? Is it Putin? Who is it, you know? You look to clues over here, you know, directionally, and it just shows a connection. But it also could be a wealthy man who was in a position of honor. So this could be Trump. This could be Trump who funded this guy to get something done for him. That's interesting. But diving into this card here, yeah, you know what? And then here we have the wealthy man in the house. This could be the White House. So, because, you know, mirroring, I think this is Trump. And Ron not only gets thrown under the bus, but he gets restricted somehow. Wow. This is also a card of secrets. So secrets, I think, are going to come out. But it's also, you know, it's a card of entrapment. Yeah, he's the tramp. Entrapment. But it's, you know, it's your own self-created prison. It's his own self, you know, entrapment. Wow. That's interesting. You know, this kind of goes with, you know, personally, with the tarot, remember we had the reversed Hanged Man. And we had the World card in there as well. So that brings in that element of, yeah, it feels like he's, or what I can see here with the cards, well, I can feel he's really scared. I can feel the fear. He's really afraid. Wait, let me stay up here for a moment. So there could be some woman that's very wise, hooked up with the Department of Justice. You know, I mean, all that's being created now. There's a huge mess. I don't know if you guys watched Rachel Maddow last night. Today's the 17th. I'm doing this reading, and last night on the 16th, well, I added one little clip of it from MSNBC on their their YouTube channel. I put that in my community section, so go ahead and look at it there. That's just a few minutes, but if you do have MSNBC, you see the whole thing. Or if you're like me, you record it every night, and I don't always get to it at night, but I watched it this morning, and man, it's a keeper. She went through everything that the DOJ has been through, and how Trump had just ruined the Department of Justice, and what Biden is up against, with correcting that. So that's what we have going on here. But there's some wise woman here that is very hooked up in the judicial process, and probably will make some really important discovery that gets him to this place, and also finds whatever fraud was going on. If this isn't a person, this is all about the fraud. This is all about the deception, and evading the entire situation. And because he's such an idiot, he said that, like I said before, he said that he didn't think that the insurrection was armed. I mean, what the? 6 people died, or 5? Well, a couple people committed suicide, but afterwards. But there were guns. There were the guy sitting in Nancy Pelosi's office had a really big stun like cane, like not just a stun gun or something small. It was a thing that could reach out and get somebody from far away, like 9 feet away or something like that. So there's that. On top of, I think there were some gunshots, or at least one gunshot. But when you say armed, of course, I mean there were people with hockey sticks. There were people with batons. There were people with tear gas and mace. I mean, it was armed. So he's just an idiot. That could be what this is about. I hope he's locked up because he's so stupid. That would be some kind of divine justice, wouldn't it? I mean, he certainly has it coming. So there's connections that go. I think there's court for him, or at least, yeah, there's court, there's investigations, and into not only him, but his connections and people in high places. Because that's what this card is all about. This card has to do with what was actually accomplished at the insurrection. And maybe sometimes, how people get recognized, and what they end up being famous for. And I think this is him just being an idiot. And he's recognized for that. Oh, my God. He's recognized for being one of Trump's stooges at the very least. And he will be investigated for his connection and his stupidity. I mean, it's his dishonesty, his lies, and his stupidity. And it's probably going to be some woman who helps with the investigation, but this could also be another woman with, because sometimes we can read in different layers. It could be a female attorney in the Department of Justice who helps bring him down, but it could also be on another level. This could be a woman this could be like Rebecca Mercer, that helped fund him, or helped fund the whole thing, and that's part of the investigation. But this is him. This is the dude. And when we have some restriction here in the house here, this is either, and it could be both, but at least it's either him being restricted from ever holding another governmental position, so censure, 14th Amendment style, Section 3 kind of thing, like we hope is going to happen to Trump down the line, along with other things. Or it could also be house arrest. This could be censure from the White House, or any position in the White House anymore. It could also be house arrest. Maybe he's locked up at home with his wife. But usually she would show up as the main female. But then again, I don't know. Maybe she's way older than him, or maybe his mother lives with him. I don't know. If this isn't a woman, because it doesn't always have to be, it could just be supportive, supportive forces in his life. But I get the feeling of Rebecca Mercer here, because Rebecca and her father, what's his name? I forget his name. Robert and Rebecca Mercer, it has come out that they've been the major funders in any type of a fascist, racist movement. So they've been funding for quite some time. So this could be Rebecca Mercer. Because this is, this is a card of money coming in, some type of abundance, and we also had that in his, in his tarot reading. That was the forces in motion. So with the forces in motion being the money coming in, well, we can see that it's a woman. I don't know who else it could be besides Rebecca Mercer. You guys, can you think of anyone else? If so, let me know. But, this card is all about someone sending some cash, even though it could be risky. Yeah, which is the case. They throw some money at things that they want to invest in, and in this case, it was anything to keep Trump in the White House. But then again, I don't know if they were dumb enough to, if Rebecca Mercer and her father, they may have pulled out the support before that, because he just, he wasn't producing. So that I'm not sure if it is Rebecca Mercer, or maybe it's showing us that it was, or it could be some woman that comes in to try and help him when he is under house arrest, or actually, because of the mirroring here, now that I'm thinking it all through out loud with you guys, sorry, I think that this is a very wise woman of the Department of Justice, or attorney in the Congress, or in any other position of law. So we'll just have to wait and see who that is. So okay, well, that's all I got for this one. Okay, thanks you guys for listening. Take good care. Bye.